Hello, everyone. Haunt season has begun, and we, of course, are here for it. I'm Adam Johnson, and I'm joined here today by Bella Harvey
I'm back.
and Killer Kelley Hoffman.
And I am still here.
And oh man, so much to get through. So much has happened. Apparently, it's our Patreon anniversary, which means I guess we've been 1 year on Patreon. Thank you to our patrons, Landon Kanoki, Jonathan Edward, Jordan Buster, Greg Harvey, and of course, Joshua Gonzalez. Thank you so much for your patronage. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/theme park workshop for bonus episodes and more. Y'all are going to get a first look at a new thing we have coming up on the show, which is kind of like mini pods, kind of going old school theme park workshop with these as we kind of do essay style podcast episodes. So look forward to those. They'll be this month. I'm sure we'll keep on doing them in the future. It's going to be really fun. And yeah, big things have happened. Media nights, we've gone to our first media nights, and I'm blown away by that. But I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to let the intro do its thing.
It is one of the strangest tales ever told. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you.
Welcome to the Dark Fantastic!
I'm not a monster, Jake.
I'll show you who I am and what I am.
Yeah, you love this one. It's a scream, baby.
It's showtime.
I am your mother.
Time to float.
I don't feel like she's not a mistake at all. Like she's better for being different.
Gender fluid. No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for.
Hey, Michael!
What's your favorite scary movie?
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
So with Haunt season started and it's October, I feel so behind, but it's just because we've been catching up, really, and doing all the wonderful things. And one of the first wonderful things we did is kind of a big deal. We were able to do media night for Sir Henry's Haunted Trail.
I'm still so sad I was sick and didn't get to go, but I had the best time watching you guys on social media.
Oh, unfortunately, we does include Adam and Kelley and not Bella because she was sick. However, Bella did media night, just her, with her photography page for SeaWorld, Howl-O-Scream, which is really cool.
Indeed.
So we will talk about that as well. We're going to start by talking about Sir Henry's, which was super, super fun. So me and Adam went, or Adam and I, excuse me, my grammar, and Adam's mom as well, which was really fun. What did you think of the event, Adam? I know we've gone a couple times.
Yeah, I've gone since last Halloween, and I've gone every season since. And they really, the event has never felt cheap, but has always felt like not homey, but you know what I mean, like down to earth, like low budget.
Yeah, like a real local haunt feel. Yeah, indie haunt, exactly.
Yeah. But this year you could tell whatever budget that they've accumulated over the past year was just completely put into everything. Like the production is at a whole nother scale. They've got more attractions and they're all great. And like maybe it's because I'm like looking around more or whatever, but I know when we did one of these houses, the werewolf house, I could notice like details and the sets I've never noticed being in these trails. Like I mean, we'll talk about it more when we talk about it. In Moonlight Massacre, it's a werewolf trail, and they had a reference to American Werewolf in London, and it's just like, oh, these are kind of the things I love picking up on in like HHN, for example. But every haunt, every attraction I go into, it's like I want to find these fun Easter eggs. And sure enough, there you are. It was very scary. Screamed a lot. Did the Scooby-Doo legs a lot. It was so fun, and I love this haunt so much. You can feel the passion on every level from the authors who write the books. It's a very small squad. I think they said there were 5 people who put this whole thing together, which is insane.
I think so.
You think it's a group of 5 and some volunteers, which is incredible to me. That less than 5 people run this operation, and all these characters, all the people who run ops for the trails, I'm sure who run the gift shop. They're all volunteers. And they do it because they feels like everyone's here because they love horror, they love indie haunts, they love what this event stands for, and what it does, and that's just the best part of it. And these characters are really interesting. I'm just starting to get into these books, and I want to know more about Poppy. She was a real standout to me, and knowing more about Sir Henry's history and everything. And they have that foundation at this after 10 seasons for you to really get super invested in what they have to offer. And yeah, I cannot recommend this event enough. Whether it's your first haunt or you've been doing a lot of haunts, you got to come to Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. It's so good this year.
Would I be scared out of my mind? Because it looks a wee bit scary.
Do you want honesty?
Maybe.
Probably. It's
You
pretty
think I'd
scary.
cry?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean,
It's
scary, like on a scale of 1 to 10. Don't say 10.
it depends. Like, is 10
Don't say
like
10.
is 10 like the scariest like Horror Nights
Yes.
house I've done, or is 10 like
10's
those
like
ones where they can grab you?
10's like a middle, like a mix between those.
Like
8, 7.
Oh my
I was gonna
God.
say 7 or 8 also.
Jeez. Okay.
But it's because
Okay.
and well, actually, Kelley, I'll let you say what, because I just talked a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about the scary factor. So I'll kind of go into what I was going to say before too, and kind of rope that into it. So I've been going since 2020, because Horror Nights was not happening. Howl-O-Scream in Tampa was happening, but it was like very limited. Like, I think it was just Scare Zones. I'm pretty sure I went to that as well.
Yeah, it was Scare Zones and then 2 outdoor trails.
Yeah, okay, I did do
boring.
that. So I was doing all the haunt things I could because I was vaccinated, I was wearing masks, I was being safe, and there was social distancing and all these events and everything like that. So I did end up going to as many as I could because I was dying for like the haunt feel. And this was definitely by far the favorite one I did that year, and is still one of my favorites ever. But I remember going through it, and they were very creative too. Like, this is their 10th year. So that was a couple years ago. So they weren't like new by any means or anything like that, but you know, like they just did such a creative job with, like, everyone was wearing masks, but if it wasn't like some kind of silicone like full face mask, they had like creative, like they had blood splatter on their masks, or it would be something that went with their character, which is cool. But they had to stay however many feet away from you, and like they would just trail behind you but be that many feet away, and like it was just so scary. Like, they found very creative ways to still scare you. And I remember thinking, like, I actually wrote a Google review, and I was like, I'm not sure if I can handle this when it's like full capacity. Like, I'm pretty scared. And I can't handle it, spoiler alert. But it's pretty intense. The good news is that all of the scare actors there are really incredible and like nice, at least any of the ones I've interacted with. So I imagine they all are, because they all just seem like great people. Like, we've had a couple of them interact with our social media, like, because they've seen us post pictures and videos of them and say, hey, like, thanks for hanging out with this character, really cool. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. So like, and I've noticed like a lot of the characters, because I've gone to every event they've had since that 2020 Halloween. So every Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's Day event that they've had since then. And I've noticed like a lot of recurring characters, a lot of recurring scare actors that play in different roles each year, but I recognize them just because I've done the trail so many times. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So it is intense. I feel like if anyone was having any kind of serious, like, you know, panic attack or anything like that, I feel like these characters, like scare actors, would jump out of character immediately to help someone. I haven't seen it happen, but I mean, I feel like they're very good people to put your trust in if you were going to want to do this kind of event. I also think it depends on the season too, because I know sometimes in the seasonal events, at least one trail is like a little bit less scary and more immersive. Obviously Halloween, they're going like all out. But like Christmas last year, there was one that I definitely think you'd have no problem with. And then there was another that was a little scarier. But they're usually not to the same level as Halloween, because it's like, they're trying to do all the like theming, like Christmas obviously is usually more colorful, and same with like Valentine's Day usually has like those kind of themes. So like brighter, colorful, chocolate and roses and everything. So I don't know. I would probably say like a 7, but we're not, but that's of like haunts that I would ever do. I'm not including like those ones that I'm not going to name that are like put people in comas and stuff like that. That is off the charts horrible. So
never.
No. So
never.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty scary, but the trails are not like super, super long or anything. There usually are some stretches where you're in the woods, but there's like not really people like out there. There's like kind of some like breaks, I guess. Not a lot, but enough that you'll be fine.
But you're also looking at every tree suspiciously. Like,
yes.
You might jump out at me, or something is hiding inside you, or I'm pretty sure that mannequin is a person, but I've never seen it move as I go through these trails over and over.
Yes.
They're really well done trails in the suspense factor, but also like you can joke, like we joke around, like as we're going through it, not making fun of anything, but just like, oh my gosh, guys, I don't know what's gonna happen. And we're laughing, amongst ourselves because we're having a lot of fun. And then someone will jump out and say a line, and they improv.
They do,
which is a really unique.
That's what I really like.
I do too. It's very most of the trails are very theatrical, and like you get to like really talk to people. I remember there was one that we talked about at Christmas last year that they were asking for like spare change. So the first time around, because if you have a VIP ticket. Exactly. If you have a VIP ticket, you can go through the trails multiple times. First time in express, like the times after that in general admission. So we did that for Christmas, and I would highly recommend that. Definitely, you have to buy tickets in advance for this, so do that online. And then there's also different ticket types. Like you can do just the trails, you can do the haunted hayride and the trails, which we'll talk about the hayride in a second. And the escape rooms, which we'll also talk about, are separately ticketed, by the way. So those are $5 each, I believe.
Yep. As well as the axe throwing.
As well as the axe throwing. Yes, that's right. Which we did not do this time. Or actually, we've never done that, but it looks fun watching people do it.
Yeah.
And they're not real axes, so don't worry. They're like, they probably still hurt, but they're not like real axes.
Life-threatening.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're like throwing stars almost, like, but not like real metal ones. I think they're probably like sharp plastic or something. I don't know what they are.
Something.
Don't quote me. But anyway, but my point is that there's all kinds of different tickets you can get. So definitely look at the info description for each one and make sure that it includes what you want. But I would recommend, because it's like $10 more than the full access ticket, is the VIP, or 12, 20, somewhere. 15.
Yeah.
That was close. $15 more.
The tiers have changed a little bit this season with the addition of the hayride, and they have a season pass. So there are some differences, but between the all access, which is one admission to every attraction, and VIP, which is unlimited access to all attractions, is $15, $50 to $65.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely worth it, because last year Adam and I, we went through that first round, and then the second round, Adam and I and Adam's mom all put spare change in the cup like the second time around, and it was like a very funny interaction. But then the third time she was asking for more spare change, and we had given it all to her, and it was very funny. So stuff like that. There weren't as much. There was one actually in that similar spot this year, where she was asking, do you think they're going to get me here? And you could kind of come up with different responses, because that was the werewolf trail. So it's just fun to go through multiple times. We actually went through all of the trails twice. We did the hayride only once, and one of the things that they mentioned when we were going in was like, as media, we were allowed to do things multiple times. If you are buying a ticket, I think this goes for VIP as well, but you can only, Adam might have it pulled up, you can only go through the hayride once with VIP, but you can go through the trails multiple times.
That is correct.
Yeah, so I just keep in mind, if you want to do that multiple times, you may want to get like a season pass or multiple night ticket. I don't necessarily think it's necessary to do it more than once, though, because they were saying to us, like, you guys can do it more than once for your media if you need to get, like, footage and stuff. They were like, but it is a 15-minute experience, so obviously if you want to get everything done, you probably just want to do it one time. And I think one time was great. If I went another night, I would definitely do it again, although I found out I'm still allergic to hay. So if you have a sensitivity to hay, maybe like take a non-drowsy allergy medication.
Papa Benny.
I know.
Papa Benny, the designated driver.
Yes, I popped a Benny when I got home and I was fine. But I did ask beforehand, and they don't have any seats that are like not on hay. They do have wheelchair accessible seating where there's no hay, but obviously if you're not in a wheelchair, there's not really anywhere for you to sit, and there is still going to be hay on the hayride. So keep that in mind if this might be a niche allergy, but some people have sensitivities to like grasses and stuff like that. So just keep in mind, maybe like pop an allergy pill and wear a mask and stuff. If it's a drowsy allergy pill, don't drive. But the hayride was very cool. Honestly, let's talk about the hayride.
Yeah. So the hayride is their brand new attraction. It's the one they're most hyped for. The way they talked about it was there's nothing like this in any haunt or any attraction right now, at least in Central Florida. And it's certainly like nothing I've done. So basically you ride on a tractor, or you're pulled along by a tractor, and the thing that is behind tractors, I don't know what things are called, but you're sitting on hay.
Trailer?
A tractor trailer. That is correct. Thank you, Bella. Thank you for saving me there.
I was
You're
like,
welcome. I'm here all week.
But you sit on the tractor trailer and you go through various show scenes. You stop and you'll hear some story being presented. There are actors presenting the story. There are also a lot of scares on the hayride of various types. If you think you're more of a scaredy cat, you might want to sit on the inside of the hayride. If you want the full scare, which exists, and Kelley and my mom got all of them, sit on the outside.
What do you mean by inside? Like,
So
is there
it's-
it's like seats on the outside, and then is there like ones on the inside of like, and you're kind of staring at everybody?
So basically there's hay bales, and there's like 4 on each side, or however many, maybe 5, I don't remember. And so like the outside seat is like on the right side, your right of the hay bale, because you'll be like kind of on the edge of the trailer, but then the person that's sitting next to you like will have you as a barrier if you're on the outside seat. I get it. Outside, yeah.
But it definitely is like, if you're interested to see like, okay, what stories, what mythology can Sir Henry's make, this is the attraction to do. Again, there's not a whole lot. There's not really a ride through haunt attraction, even at the major theme parks. I mean, there's Haunted Mansion, but that's different. This has scare actors. This has loud noises. This has surprises. I don't want to spoil too much of it because it really is something you should do. I'm recommending it. Do it again if you think you're gonna be too scared. Sit on the left. If you're on the right, sit on the inside of the tractor. But if you want the full scare effect and get close to the actors get close to you, sit on the right, or sit on the outside. But it definitely is a fun and unique time, and it's a much better use of that space, I think, than the laser tag. They don't have laser tag this year, so I think I can say constructively I'm really glad that they moved away from the laser tag, because this is such a more effective use of that space. It's a much more valuable upcharge than I think the laser tag was, in my experiences with it. So like, all the kudos to Sir Henry's for this. I would have done it a second time if I didn't want to buy the merch, and the merch is great. We're not going to do the merch now, but for our media night, I was going to do it a second time, but this other stuff is so good. But it's fantastic, and it's definitely worth doing. Don't miss, unless you're allergic, like deathly allergic to hay. Maybe don't. But if you want something,
or do it anyway.
That's true. I mean, Kelley's.
I mean, it'd make it scarier.
It's true.
I was fine. I'm not like actually deathly allergic. My nose was just I was like, is anyone else's nose burning? And I realized everyone else was saying no. And I was like, oh.
We all looked kind of
Interesting.
concerned too. I don't know if you could see that through the haze. Wait, that wasn't meant to be a pun. Oh no.
No, I was fine. But yes, anyway, definitely if you are able to do it, do it. They do have disability accommodations. There's also a disability night. So if you need those disability accommodations, definitely check out their information. I know it's on their Instagram. I'm sure it's on their website as well. But you can also message them on any of their social media sites, and I'm sure they could give you the full information, because it is, as we get into the trails in a second, a little bit further, you are on like uneven terrain, so just be careful, and as it goes for everyone, like definitely keep that in mind when you're wearing shoes as well, because your shoes will get dirty. I wore boots personally, like rain boots, just because I knew they'd be easy to clean. But you could also wear sneakers that are either easy to clean or that you don't mind getting dirty, like older sneakers and stuff. I've done that as well.
And I kept running into the same twig, so make sure your footsies are ready for the same twig.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I loved the hayride. I haven't done a haunted hayride in years, and I just had so much fun with it. I thought it was really unique. I thought the storytelling was really well done. I thought it was very creative. I didn't expect to get scared at all in the hayride, and I got very scared. I was on the outside seat, and I had a lot of great interactions. I posted some of them on our social media, or I will shortly as well. But it was so fun.
I don't remember what it was that you were walking through, but there was something and you're like, oh, Bella wouldn't have liked that. And I was like, oh my God. And I am just wondering what that is. I'm sure I'll probably get to it. But
I will not spoil the scene, but there was a chainsaw or several chainsaws on the hayride, and somebody with a chainsaw like revved the chainsaw like right in my face, and I got a great video of it.
I
posted
Sit
that.
on my side, Bella. Sit on my side. You'll see it, like, wow, I can't believe they did that. But I love that they did.
It was cool.
Ooh.
So I was like, oh, Bella wouldn't have liked that. And that was fun.
would have started crying. I would have jumped off the hayride. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's the first thing we did too.
Probably would have been worse.
Jump off?
No, the hayride.
Oh.
Please keep your arms, legs, and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
I don't know what I would have done if I was just chilling, vibing on an outside seat without even knowing, and a chainsaw went right in my face. I probably would have died. I'm being 100% serious. I'm being for real, would have died. Y'all would have had to carry me off property.
I didn't expect
off of
it
Sir
at all.
Henry's haunted trail. Oh, my headphones.
None of the trails this year had chainsaws, but
that's a win.
We'll see about Christmas though.
No.
Chainsaw noises. Anyway, trail was great. I would probably recommend doing it. You could do it right when you get there if the line is short, because I do think the line's going to get long. If you have VIP, you will get express, so you could kind of do it whenever. I did it right at dusk and it was great, but I probably would recommend doing it at night when it's dark. My personal recommendation would be to interact with some of the characters during the day, especially if you want pictures or videos of them, because you can record in the common area. We were only able to record on the trails and everything because of media, and we were only able to record in selfie mode. So just keep that in mind, that if you are going on a regular night, you won't be able to record at all in the trails or anything like that, but you can record normally out in the common area. So if you did want some photos, videos, any of that, do that while it's still light outside. Otherwise, I would recommend you could even, especially if you're a little bit scared, do the trails during the daytime where it's a little bit lighter. The event starts a little bit before it gets dark. It will get dark not too long after. Adam probably has that pulled up.
I'm pulling up right now.
Amazing.
That's so good to know that you could do them during the day if you want, because that sounds like a good idea to me.
You can, and I think that's actually a great idea for you, Bella, would be to get the earliest time to check in, which is
7:30.
7:30.
That's right before it gets dark outside.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
but if you have VIP, you can
just do
pretty
it.
much do it, especially if you start with like one of the ones that are more intense or scarier. And if it's
Yeah.
like one of the holidays other than Halloween, you could probably do both of them before it gets dark.
Well, what? Yeah, I guess that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
And
was
just
still
so
pretty
Good to know. I'm gonna
light
put that in my
outside.
back pocket.
Yeah.
And just so you all know, this season, they're open only Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Friday and Saturday they open from 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. You do have to reserve your time, so plan. And on Sundays they're open from 7:30 to 9:30. So there's only 2 hours on Sunday, but they only do have 4 attractions. Hayride's 15 minutes. Each house is about a 5-6 minute walkthrough. 6 if you're slow, 5 if you're moving at a clip, 3 if you're scared, like horrified. Yeah. It sounds short compared to like Horror Nights, which like opens at 6:30 and closes at 2 a.m. But you should be able to do everything in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, I think so for sure. I've definitely done everything in 2 hours. I believe that was without Express, but this has been in previous years. Obviously, you have to keep in mind that the trail is going to take 15 minutes. The haunted hayride. I mean, the trails are not 15 minutes long. That would be very scary. But yeah, I would recommend if you're a little scared, you can do them while it's lighter outside. And then in my opinion, try it again when it's dark. You already know where everything is, where most of the scares are coming from and everything like that. But you can appreciate them in what I think is its full effect, and its scariest effect is to do it when it's fully dark outside. So if you're just like, nope, I just want the scares, I'm only going through them once, I have a general admission, I would probably still get an early time, which if you want to do that, you should buy your tickets as soon as possible. But get an earlier time to get there, and then just hang out in the common area for a little bit and go on the trails and hayride as it gets dark.
Yes.
But if you have a VIP ticket, you want to see everything, you want to see it multiple ways, I think that's the best way to do it, is to do it light and dark.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the trails and speaking of the characters, they do have 3 trails. And even though you can't film in the houses, a lot of the characters do go back and forth between trail and common area, which I think is probably the coolest part of Sir Henry's. So like we'd go to the escape area and see Poppy, and then we'd go into the house and we'd see the same Poppy, and we'd go into the common area and we'd see Poppy, and Sir Henry's is always going in and out. It's really, really cool how they do that. But to give a kind of a quick rundown before we give more thoughts, they have 3 trails. Number 1 is Moonlight Massacre. This has kind of been their village trail at the very back, to the left of the hayride. This is their werewolf trail. It's kind of their gory trail. Very exciting. I think it's their first time doing a werewolf. Very spooky, very good. And Tales of the Dead is their haunted mansion trail. This one, so they rebuilt the set, so it's the same structure as before, but it's new and improved. And that's the Sir Henry icon trail. So you're following Sir Henry, you see his bride, you see the other curiosities and misfits that he's cobbled together as part of his like freak show. That's called Tales of the Dead. And then Wicked Waters is the very front trail, and that's the themed trail. It's very water themed, aquatic themed, but that's what this year's called the witching season. And there's a bog witch named Beatrice who you can also meet. And
I love Beatrice.
She's wonderful.
Beatrice slays.
I love that name of the. I love that. I love
all the names, like Beatrice, Poppy. Very
Pyrum.
What is
fun
the
names.
pumpkin's name? Pyrock?
Pyrum.
Oh wait, that other one.
Pyrum, I think.
Pyrum, yeah.
Pyrum, that's right. Not no, I
Not
love
that
it.
warlock who shall not be named.
The other one from the other place.
From the other place.
But yeah, so that's her story and kind of the curse that she brings. And they all have different types of intensity. I wouldn't say there's really a comedy trail this year the way there has been during the season, the Christmas and Valentine's. But there are different types of terror that you get in here. Like Tales of the Dead has a lot of dark rooms. That's always been the gimmick of this one, and it's really fun. Wicked Waters, in the past, it's been kind of the special effects trail. This one still has some of that. There's some really freaky scares in this one, to the point where I worried for a scare actor every time I went through it, because she was really, really nailing the death noises, and I was very like, "Oh no, are you actually okay?"
Oh, yes. I know exactly which one you're talking about, because I was like, at first, like, we went through and I thought that she was sick. And I was like, oh, dang, is she good? Nope. She was just dying, but she did it very convincingly.
What do you mean, dark rooms?
Well,
You've done Yeti, right?
No! Yes, I've done Yeti. I love Yeti.
So imagine those sleeping bags.
Oh, no. No. Nope. Nope.
If you've been to Sir Henry's before, it returns. And I love it every time. It's so scary. But
You're
they
lying.
the closet.
No!
the closet of doom.
But
I know.
it's like a closet, like a you're moving through. Like it's like a
Yeah, I
you're
was
snaking
listening
through this
to-
closet.
I was listening to a podcast the other day talking about Sir Henry's, and they were talking about the closet scene, and oh god.
The closet, let's just say #spoilers ahead. You're not alone in the closet ever.
No, please don't. No, I'm gonna take off my earphones now. I'm gonna leave the Zoom meeting. This is my final episode as a co-host of the Art Workshop. No.
And unfortunately for you, Bella, this house is always around at every event. This trail.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm gonna die.
This is always the trail that scares me the most, is the one in the middle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
It's pretty.
There's a spider on my roof.
There's a real
It's Sir Henry coming to get me.
Sir Henry's cool. It's his friends that scare me.
Well, actually, you know what? No offense to Sir Henry, but we said getting out of that trail the first time, I'm like, I love Sir Henry. He seems like a nice guy, a good guy, but I just don't find him all that terrifying for being a skeleton. And then he got me the second time. Like,
He did
I
get
jumped
me.
pretty good. And, like, he heard me.
He
must
heard
have
us.
heard
Yeah.
Sir Henry.
He got me the
Karma
second
is a
time.
skeleton.
Listen, if I learned one thing from these past few years at Sir Henry's, it's that things that seem like they're kind of cute can be very scary. There was a gingerbread last year that like wanted to kill me, so it scared me. So yeah, no, Sir Henry. It was Big Jimmy. He didn't like being called Big Jimmy though.
I want Big Jimmy to come back for Christmas so I can see it.
I think Little
can see
Jimmy
him.
will be there.
Yeah.
I don't know about Big Jimmy. But yeah, no, it's the closet scene is it's spooky. It's pretty spooky. There's also a
I'm nervous.
what's the other dark room? It's a library. Like it's like a bunch of
Yes.
bookshelves.
With the bookshelves.
Mm-hmm. And then there's
Yeah.
the bed, and then there's the fridge.
Yeah, there's the exorcist bed.
No.
There's not actually an exorcism on it, but there's always some mischief going on with the bedroom.
Yep. And I'll say too, talk about the other trails, Moonlight Massacre. I was really impressed with the production in this trail. It was gory. It had smells. The werewolf costume was really impressive. Like, it did not feel like they just went to Party City and got a werewolf costume. Like, I don't know who did the work, where the work, but there was work done, and I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, wow. So good. And there's an ending sequence that changed. That's the other fun thing about it, because like the triggers are actually the actors saying lines and improvising lines. But I remember we went through the ending the first time. I'm not going to spoil what the ending was, but I will say when we went through it the second time, there's a character we had seen in the outside that was suddenly in here, and I didn't know how to react. I thought I knew it was coming, and then she was there, and I'm like, you weren't here before. What do I do? Because I was leading.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point to bring up too, is all of the different ways that you can experience a Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. So if you have, let's say, 3 people, but you can just consider the middle to be however many people are in the middle, but you're either in the front or the back, or if you have more than 2 people, you're in the middle. You would think that one of those would be less scary than the others, but the answer is there's nowhere to hide, because in the front, you have the fear of the unknown, and you're the first one generally to get the attacks, but sometimes they miss you and they go straight for the middle because they know that the scared people go in the middle. And then in the back, they can follow you from room to room for however far they're allowed to roam, which is sometimes much longer than I think
Sometimes
it should
it's the
be.
whole
Bella
trail.
is currently
You're
dying
the
on you.
If you're like in the last half hour of the event, there is a possibility that the first scare actor you'll see will also be the last scare actor you see.
Yep, that is true. They get a lot of freedom to roam there. So yeah, there's
absolutely not. Oh my god.
There's
Guys,
nowhere to hide.
I think this event would actually kill me.
But they're so nice.
No, I'm sure they're so nice.
Sir Henry is a anti-hero who loves his dead wife.
Wait, you just said that with a straight
Listen, I gotta be honest with you, Bella.
I love Sir Henry. He looks very slaytastic and very cool. But I think I thought I was entering my brave era. I feel kind of brave recently, but I don't know about that.
I'll be honest, leading up to media night, I was a little bit worried that it was going to kill you, but I didn't
I'll
want
probably
to say
cry.
it.
Well, then I got sick, so. But that wasn't
Yeah,
on purpose.
I wasn't
was really
excited
upset about it.
No, she was, and I was not
I
excited
cried.
about that. But I'm curious.
I think
how
I'll
you'll
cry
do.
at Sir Henry's. Like,
We'll
actually,
go at Christmas. It'll be fine. It's Christmas. How scary can it be?
Girl, have you seen Krampus?
Actually, I haven't, but I need to watch.
I haven't
this
either,
year.
but like, he's scary.
I did the
Movie
Krampus Trail over at Sir Henry's last Christmas. It was Krampus Knock 2.
You just said it's Christmas. How scary can it be? You liar! You deceiver!
I was more scared about my insecurities after I got roasted by that elf.
Dude, Adam got
I remember
roasted.
you talking about that.
Yeah, I know we're talking about Christmas a lot, but the Halloween
Roasted.
event is really great too.
I was gonna
All
say we
roads
keep
lead back
bringing
to
back
Christmas.
all
roads
roads
lead
lead
back to
back to
Christmas.
Christmas.
I think it really just says, like, even though this is happening in Halloween and we urge you to go during Halloween because we love this event during Halloween, it also keeps it up like every season. Like, even though we're still in October, I'm looking forward to December because of Sir Henry's. And
No, and like the fact that they do seasonal haunts is just like iconic.
brilliant.
Like,
It is.
who is doing it like Sir Henry's? Nobody.
And I also I think it's just because that was one of the more recent ones we've been to. Obviously, Valentine's Day was the last one we went to, but the Christmas one was just, I don't know, it was so special, and I'm excited for it again this year. But the Halloween event is the one to go to. You should absolutely go during Halloween because, we also don't know if there's going to be a hayride or anything in Christmas. That's obviously more of a fall thing. And the hayride is fantastic. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth going every season. The Valentine's and Christmas, Valentine's especially, are shorter events. So, you want to go as soon as you can to each one. But Halloween, you've got all of October now. So get to it.
It's happening right now.
Right now.
Halloween is starting now.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had to talk about. Sorry it was so unorganized. We just get very excited about this event, and I just started saying everything that was in my brain. But just to kind of recap really quick for everybody, in my opinion, by the way, I think this is probably their best year yet, because honestly, it's definitely their best year yet. It's been incredible, or at least the best of all the ones I've been to.
I would agree too.
Yeah. It's just so good. So there's 3 trails this year, all incredible, all very immersive, interesting, different, and very Halloween. And then there's a Legends of Halloween haunted hayride, which you'll definitely want to do. And there are 2 escape rooms, which are an extra ticket cost, as well as axe throwing, which is an extra ticket cost. There is a little bit of food and snacks. Like I know there's corn dogs, there's ices, which they have a pog juice flavored one, which if you don't know, if you're not big into the Disney stuff, it's pineapple, orange, guava. Very popular at Disney, like at the Polynesian and stuff. So they have a pog one, and I know that Cece from See You At Podcast said it was amazing. So definitely try that. What else? There's a merch shop, and then there's a little shop that has like little sauces and other goodies and things to have at home. And there's cider, which I've heard is incredible, and I definitely want to try maybe later this season. A reminder about tickets, you definitely have to buy them in advance online. I would recommend buying them as soon as possible once you know when you can go, just so you can get one of those earlier time slots and make sure also that they don't sell out. As far as the ticket structure, again, make sure you're looking at the info for each ticket. You're going to want to do that haunted hayride and do VIP if it makes sense for everyone in your group to pay for that, because it is the way to get the most out of the event for sure. Also, we didn't touch a lot about the books, but they have a fantastic series of books. The 3rd one just came out. They have 3 in total. You can buy them at the event, and you can also buy them in advance on Amazon. Either way that you're going to purchase it, if you purchase anytime this month in October, you will be donating a portion of your purchase will be donated to Give Kids the World, which is an amazing organization in Orlando. If you're not familiar with it, go look them up. They help a lot with kids that are battling some really tough childhood diseases and things of that sort. So also, if you're in Orlando, definitely check out volunteering there as well, because they have an awesome volunteer program. So if you want to help them out, an easy way to do that is to either go to the event this month or just hop on Amazon right now as you're listening to this and purchase those books. They're fantastic, and they tie into one of the trails this year. So you can either, if you're a super speed reader, you can read them before you go, or if not, you can always go do the trail, and then as you're reading the books, you'll be like, oh, I remember this character, I remember this story, and it'll just kind of make the stories make a little more sense to you.
Or if you're like me, you'll read it after the fact. You're like, oh wait, I know that character, I want to know so much more.
I'm excited to read them. I want to read them. I need to like carve out time to read them because my schedule is about to get a little bit busy again now, isn't it? But I'd like to read them. They seem cool. I see everyone saying how good they are on Twitter, and I love that they donate to Give Kids the World. Love Give Kids the World.
So good. But yeah, go support Sir Henry's. They're amazing.
So that wasn't the only haunt that we've done this season. Bella had the extraordinary opportunity to do her first media night at Howl-O-Scream Orlando, which is at SeaWorld Orlando. So Kelley and I did not do that, but Bella, you got to do it. We'll eventually get there this month, but I want to hear all of your Hoso adventures and what your first media night was like.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was so much fun. We got there, immediately run into Tim Tracker. So it was just really great for me. It's fun. I gave him a little friendship bracelet. But it was a really awesome experience. It was kind of crazy, like seeing all these YouTubers and like TikTokers I follow, and like even Tim, like filming his him trying all the preview food and like walking through these things. And I'm like, I've watched these videos for like 6 or 7 years now. So it's like, it was a very out of body experience. So I was watching his Hoso video, and I was like, I'm literally standing 5 feet in front of him as he's filming this. Like, it was just out of body. So I had the greatest night ever. But yes, Howl-O-Scream Orlando SeaWorld 2023, freeze or burn. Fire effect and ice. So yes, the theme this year is freeze or burn, and that means our icons for this year are Frost, the blue one, and Flame, the orange one. They are the 2 sisters of the Siren Squad family that has been over top of the event the last 3 years that they've done it, and they're in all the houses as well. And I only got to do one house because I focus more on the shows, because that's more my thing. But the houses, we have a couple returning houses. We have Blood Beckoning, which is Scratch's house. That was the one I did. I actually really enjoy that house. It's kind of themed in a bookstore, and it's really fun. And then we have Captain's Revenge, Drown in Darkness, which is also returning. That is Darkness's house, who's like the mother siren, like the oldest sister, I guess. And then kind of returning, but also with a new theme, we have Beneath the Ice, The Meltdown. So this year it's Frost has been captured and Flame comes in and trying to get her sister out. So, you know, I've seen videos of that one. It looks really cool. I know people were saying it actually got hotter as the house went on. So I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah. And then we have Hex's house, which is Dead Vines, which has been there in the past, but this year it's Nolan's Nightmare. And I wish I got to do that one. I've seen videos of it and it looked like a lot of fun. I had fun doing last year's version of Dead Vines. And then new this year, we have Delirium 666 Labs, which is like a siren like research lab on the 666th floor. And I've seen some really awesome videos of this. I'm actually going back to Howl-O-Scream next week. This will be my third time back this season because I just really enjoy it. But it like, there's like a room that you walk into and you're like in an elevator and it like shakes you and then like you have to go out and there are these huge mermaids in a vortex tunnel. I don't know, but it looks awesome and I can't wait to experience that. So yeah, those are the houses. And then the zones, which are all really fun. We have Toxic Turmoil. We have the Bloodlight District. We have Carnival Pier, which is out by Pipeline, and there's clowns, and they're really fun. We have the Portal Passage, which is, you know, the entrance where there's all the sirens up on the scaffolding. We have Frozen Terror, Alive in the Ice, which is returning. We have Witchcraft Bayou returning, and we have Terrors of the Deep returning as well. I personally like to get the no scare necklace at Howl-O-Scream when I go through the zones because I may be brave for Horror Nights, but Howl-O-Scream, I'm not brave there. So I had to get a no scare necklace, which unfortunately those don't work in the houses, but you can use them in zones and they work wonders. This year it's a little spider and I named mine Dave. He came with me last week when I went and he'll be back with me next week when I go. But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm there to mostly do shows because that's my thing. And we have two incredible shows that I've definitely talked about here on the podcast before. We have Siren Song, which is in front of Wild Arctic. It's kind of like you go through the Frozen Terror Zone and it's right there in front of Icebreaker too. It's all the sirens. There's people die, people catch on fire. Not real though. Not real. It's fake. I almost said it's fake TikTok. This isn't TikTok.
It's fake news.
It's fake. Anyway, we have Siren Song, which has all the sirens. Get to, you know, see what they do, see how, you know, they go after these people in the SeaWorld, which is my favorite line in the show. They talk about all of the things in this SeaWorld. It makes me giggle. And it's like, let's fill the night with your howls and screams. It just makes me really giggle, and I love that.
It's so cute.
I love this show. It's like in the round, so like they're all around you. You can walk to each of the podiums. It's fun. But then we have my favorite Halloween show haunt event offering in Florida, which is Monster Stomp. This show is just on another level. It follows Jack the Ripper, and the music in the show is just so iconic. The choreography is iconic. It's just like the greatest thing that you'll see this haunt season in a theme park for a show. So I definitely recommend going and seeing that if you can. Right now, since we're in October, it's running Thursday to Sunday. 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. So not a very long event, but you can definitely get a lot done. They have express passes, they have season passes, single night. They have 2 park passes, which is for SeaWorld and Busch Gardens. I know, Adam, you got that.
Yep.
But yeah, lot to do, lots of houses, lots of scare zones, 2 shows. There are 4 rides that are open. Yeah, it's a good time. I love Howl-O-Scream. I have a great time there.
I know every time you talk about Howl-O-Scream Orlando, like when I hear about it, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go this year or not. It's always kind of like in the back of my mind, like it exists. But then you talk about it, Bella, and I'm like, I got to go there like right now. And it is because of the things that you love so much that you tell us about. Like last year, you told us about Blood Beckoning, you told us about Monster Stomp, and every time we talk about those, I'm like, oh crap, yeah, I need to get out there because both sound really, really up my alley and really cool. And also, it's discovering for me a new flavor of haunt, something different than the other ones.
It's so much fun. Like, it's a totally different vibe from Horror Nights. Like, it's not as busy, which is nice because I feel like you can kind of do more things. And I know everyone says this about Busch Gardens, Howl-O-Scream, and everything, but I like how it's the actors actually interacting with you. Like, it's not triggers, it's not sound cues, it's like them. It makes it a lot more fun and feel more interactive. The zones are a lot of fun too. I really don't like, the ghillie suits and like those people that hide in the bushes, but like you can't really escape those at a haunted event. So that's just me. I just hold out Dave the Spider, the no scare necklace, like a cross. I'm like, don't even, nope. No, literally. I had to walk through the chainsaws the other night when I was leaving, and I had the no scare necklace on, so they weren't coming near me, but my friend didn't have one on. And I was like, no, I got a bug. I kept calling it my bug. I was like, I got a bug. Because I was so freaked out. But the no scare necklace does work. I promise. It's great.
That's good to know. I am actually going with a friend on the 15th, and I'll have some very fun content for you guys regarding that, so stay tuned. But this is their third year, right? Because this will be my third year.
Yes, this will be the third year.
Cool. So I've gone every year, once per year. Obviously, I've wanted to go more times, but between Halloween Horror Nights and other haunts and everything like that, I haven't. So, but yes, I will be going at least once this year, and I'm super excited about it, especially after hearing you talk about it. Also, like, the houses sound incredible. I really liked the houses last year, so I'm excited. I have been going to Howl-O-Scream Orlando I'm sorry, not Tampa. Yeah, not Orlando. Tampa. There's too many Howl-O-Screams. And by too many, I mean 1, 2.
There's 2.
3? Are there more than 2?
Well, 2 in Florida.
2 in Florida. Okay, that's what I meant. I think there's one in like Williamsburg, maybe.
Yes, yeah. And then the other 2 SeaWorlds have it too.
Yeah, I can't. My brain doesn't work today. Okay, anyway, there are more of them, but there's 2 in Tampa/Orlando, Florida area. So those are words that I just said. Okay, so anyway, I've been going to Tampa's Howl-O-Scream for a long time, and one thing I really like about Howl-O-Scream is what you said about how they get a little bit more freedom. You do get separated into groups if you're used to Halloween Horror Nights. They're one of the few that don't do that because their capacity is just absolutely insane. So or not capacity, but like how many people they get, their attendance. So they have to do like the conga line. But I'm sure we mentioned this, but at Sir Henry's, you're also separated into groups. So I think both of these events we've talked about today are scarier than Halloween Horror Nights in general. Yeah.
For sure. The amount of times I've cried in a Howl-O-Scream house is a lot.
Yes.
Many times.
And these events generally also have like so much, they just have a lot of heart to them. I was going to say more than Halloween Horror Nights, but that's not necessarily true because I know that the teams there put in a lot of effort as well, but they just have a bigger budget. So their scare actors are still doing a fantastic job and everything like that. But it's just a different feel. It's more theatrical. It's more like timing based and things like that. These ones, like these scare actors can do so much more, and they also are just like putting their heart and soul into something that doesn't necessarily have a movie budget, so they just do such a fantastic job at these haunts, and Howl-O-Scream SeaWorld being so new is doing so fantastic. When they first announced it, I was excited, but I was like, I don't really know what to expect. Like, I've been going to Howl-O-Scream for years. What is this? But I do like how it's got kind of like more of an oceany vibe for a lot of their things, which is cool. And just the vibes that they put into the scare zones, and especially the houses and the shows, of course, as well, are just immaculate. And I like that even more than Tampa. I'm not hating on Tampa. Tampa's great, and they have one of my favorite haunted houses right now, Stranglewood, which is cool. But we're not talking about that today. That was a long tangent just to say I really like the theming at Howl-O-Scream Orlando.
No, it's fun. I like the ocean theme as well. I love all the sirens. Like there's shot sirens, there's dancing sirens at the bar, there's a wandering horde of fish people. Like they go all in. Oh, there's like a pirate scare zone. Like there's pirates in a scare zone. Like it's fun. Like it's very ocean, very sea. In this sea world. It's my favorite.
Uncharted waters.
Wild uncharted waters. Anyway.
So one thing also about SeaWorld Orlando that is unique to any of the other haunts we've talked about, including Tampa, is that they have these themed bars in a lot of their scare zone areas that usually match the scare zone, but they have different like themed bars and themed drinks and everything like that. Did you experience any of that?
No. Most because I was running around on media night trying to like see everything.
Makes sense.
I have seen all the theme bars. That's really cool. There's one with an aerial list over top. You can buy shots from the shot sirens. You can also buy blood bags. They have a cherry vodka and they have a tequila lime one. And they're really good. Don't even taste like alcohol. They're quite dangerous. And they're good. Apparently the blood bags are like pomegranate or like cherry or something. But I'm going back next week and I will be getting shots because they're in a syringe. It's fun.
Question about the bars. Did you see if they still have the one where you can pay to like scare people in the Beneath the Ice House?
I think they do still have it. I saw it.
It's pretty cool. Adam, if you're not familiar with that,
there's cameras set up and you can like, I think last year it was like something came out of a laundry basket.
Yeah, and you can like press a button or whatever and you pay for it. I don't know how much it costs. And you can be sitting at this bar enjoying your drink and you're watching
just
people
pressing triggers.
Yes.
That's genius.
It's awesome.
Incredible. And I want to do that. And I think that when I'm going on the 15th, I'm going with someone who is very nervous about haunts and does not necessarily really like haunts. And I think that is something that she would really enjoy, is sitting at a bar and getting to scare other people and having a drink and stuff to build bravery. And I know she's going to do the no scare necklace as well. So that's
she needs a Dave the Spider.
She does. And it's good to know that they'll still harass me because I won't be wearing one.
Yeah, Dave the Spider protects all. We love Dave the Spider. Last year was a cat and I wore it, obviously. And one of the sliders kept meowing at me. And he was at the end of one of the houses and I could hear him meowing because I guess he could like see me. And I could hear him meowing and it was really funny. And then he was like trying to scare me and I was like, you can't, I have the necklace on. And I turned it off. I turned it off and he ran back getting ready to go and he like starts sliding and I was like, just kidding. And I turned it back on. I said, nope. But I saw him this year. He's great.
That's actually so funny though. Did he stop when you turned it back on?
Yeah.
Aw. I think that's really cool that they have that added, especially like I know some people kind of want to like bring their kids too and like see. Obviously, I don't recommend bringing anyone under the age of 12 because that is or 13. I can't remember, but they have a recommended age.
I think it's 13 or 14.
I think
Probably
so
13.
Too. I don't recommend it just because they don't recommend it. However, live your life. I'm not going to judge you. Do what you want. And so I know like some people try to bring like their kids just to kind of see if it's something they might like, kind of ease them into it, buy the tickets. I would hope most of them expecting like maybe they're not going to like this and we'll have to leave early or whatever. So it's kind of cool. I feel like that's a good introduction for younger people. Like I think I would have liked that when I was 12, to have that on and like walk around and be like, okay, I know they can't scare me, but I can kind of observe from afar. And if you do get brave, you can turn the light off or you can try a house or something like that. So I think that's pretty neat. And then of course it's cool for adults as well, who again are either just not interested in all of that up in your face interaction and want to kind of just observe, or if they're kind of dipping their toes in and they're like figuring it out and trying to see, is this for me, is it not? I think it's really cool for people of all ages. So I like that they have that option there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. Yeah, Howl-O-Scream, it does have some adult content, like your normal haunt event, violence, gore, blood, and risque content that is not intended for children. So beware.
Yes,
Be mindful.
if you bring your children, keep in mind there's risque content and gore and all of the above. So just be careful. If you're doing that sort of thing. I feel like most people like know their kids and like know like, okay, they're into kind of spooky stuff, or like they're definitely not. But either way, like we've said before in our tips for, I think it was Halloween Horror Nights that we were talking about, but we've talked about like what to expect. It is extremely overstimulating. So even if you're prepared, it might be a lot more than you expected for kids and adults. So
even like the shows are loud at Howl-O-Scream, like very loud. I brought my earplugs. I actually didn't need to use them because like I've seen those shows so many times that like it doesn't really bother me, but I definitely would recommend bringing earplugs of any kind. Foam, loops, your own. You can plug your own ears. It just helps. It's good to protect your earring. Protect your hearing
of your earrings.
Protect your eardrums.
That way you can hear all the future events too.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
Hearing protection is important, even if you're not scared. It's important. It gets really loud. If you have an Apple Watch, I get the
oh my god, the
notifications.
amount. Yes.
Every time I go to a haunt, it's like, hey, it's gone over 90 decibels. It's over 100 decibels.
The second you step in, like the second you cross that threshold, every time. I think I hit 100 one night. I don't remember where it was though. It told me I was over 100, and I was like, okay, nothing I can do about that.
Another way out.
Another way. I didn't have an Apple Watch last year.
Another
way.
So Bella, I have a question for you.
What? I might have an answer.
I already know what the answer is. Did you go on Pipeline?
Are you crazy? No. I'm never going on Pipeline. Sorry, SeaWorld. I love you, SeaWorld. Girl, I'm not standing up on a roller coaster. I'm not. That goes upside down? No.
Does it go upside down?
I think. Yeah.
Ooh,
3 times?
3 times.
No, I'm not doing that. I still haven't done Icebreaker. I've never done Manta, Mako, Kraken.
Oh, you'd love Manta. It's so good. It's relaxing. I genuinely find it relaxing. A transcendent experience.
That's the one where you're laying down.
Yeah, you can see below you. You feel like you're a stingray.
If I still haven't done Rock and Roller Coaster and I had an out-of-body experience on Tower of Terror, I don't think...
Tower of Terror goes up and down.
I know, that's not like a good comparison, but that's like a really intense ride that I've done. But like, I still haven't even done Rock and Roll. I haven't done Hagrid's.
Mako doesn't even go upside down. You should do Hagrid's.
True, Mako does not go upside down.
Mako is so tall, though. It's so tall. It's so tall.
Mako's my favorite, but I'm excited about. Wait, is Manta open now during Howl-O-Scream?
The rides that are open during the event include Pipeline, Icebreaker, Mako, and Manta.
I want to ride Manta at night.
In the dark.
I want to ride all of those at night. Let's be real.
So do I.
I've never done Pipeline, so I need to ride Pipeline during Howl-O-Scream.
That's where the Carnival Pier, scare zone is.
Ooh, I will.
And I'll jump out of my seat.
You're gonna be standing anyway. How are you gonna jump out?
Fair.
I got you there. I got you.
Wow.
I am a savage tonight. What is going on?
You are.
I know.
I'm in a fantastic.
Team, but for Bella,
I'm in like a fantastic mood, and I'm very. Yeah. I feel like a savage tonight.
Bougie and ratchet.
Ego?
What's my alter ego?
Yeah, like Kelley's
like,
Killer
what do you
Cows.
mean?
Who are you?
Killer Cows. I'm
Bitchin' Bella.
Bitchin' Bells.
Bitchin' Bells.
I almost said Barbara Bells, and I don't know why. Bitchin' Bells works.
I like Bitchin' Bells because I'm looking at the rainbow room that you have as your background right now on Zoom, and I was like, bitchin'. No, but I will definitely have a review either for patrons or on the podcast of Pipeline
of Howl
Surf
Scream.
Coaster. Yes,
that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
I'm getting back to the topic here. But I will definitely have a review because that is the one ride that I will definitely be doing. I would love to do all of them because Mako is my favorite ride at SeaWorld and it's better at night. And Manta I would love to do at night.
Everyone loves it at night, and I'm like, girl,
it's just so good. Exactly. But yeah, Howl-O-Scream.
Slay, Howl-O-Scream, slay, Howl-O-Scream. That was fun.
Yeah.
Good.
So as we get into the closing portion of the show, there's still show left. But I do want to thank y'all, our audience, y'all, our listeners, for listening to us. At this point, I think years. I mean, we started in 2019 total, but I mean, we've been podcasting together for, I don't even remember how long now, 20 episodes at least, which is a huge milestone. But I know a lot of y'all have come and listened lately, and that's really cool. And we appreciate you for listening. We appreciate everyone on the Instagram and the TikTok and the Twitter for following us, because it's because of you that, Kelley and I were able to do Sir Henry's media. Bella, little behind the scenes, Bella was supposed to be our representative for Sir Henry's, and we were going to be her plus ones. And then you got sick, unfortunately. But because, you've supported us on Instagram and TikTok and got our follower counts up and everything, we're extremely humbled by that. And we were able to qualify for ourselves. Kelley's about to go to Howl-O-Scream for theme park workshop because of all of that. And we're extremely humbled and blown away by that. And of course, Bella, you've done like all this work yourself over all these years and gotten to this point now too with Flynn Rider's Nose, which is also incredible. So, I mean, everyone follows Bella on there. Like, y'all are awesome. And Bella, your work is awesome and everything.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that we thank y'all for that, our audience, for helping us reach this milestone. I know for Theme Park Workshop, we didn't think this was going to happen for like a while, to put it lightly. And then this past month, just audience showed up, and that's been great. And people listening to the show and sharing the show and rating the show and everything. And it's really, really humbling to hear what you all think. And I mean, meeting some awesome people. I actually, an old friend who also listens to the show, shout out to Noah, got me a piece of Disney art, because he's like, I know you appreciate it. I love the show. Here's a freebie, and love that. And we've gotten to meet so many awesome people because of this, and we couldn't do it without you. So I want to make sure, even though, yes, this is a Haunt Season Begins episode, it's also been our Media Night episode for 2 events, which blows our minds. And also thank you, Bella and Kelley, for taking over the social medias, because those have been what have really taken off with this show. And you guys took the groundwork that Jonathan and I kind of put down there, and y'all made completely your own, and those are growing and those are doing awesome. And I love having you as co-hosts, but also collaborators and partners in this whole dang thing. So thank you.
Thank you. Yay.
I love being a part of this so much, and it's amazing because when we first started this, we were like, man, won't it be so cool, like years down the road when we can do media, and like if we ever get to do that, and we had these big dreams, and we always said it as though we could attain it, but I think we all were kind of like, well, we don't know how this is gonna go, and it's grown so much. And we have all had, obviously, if you can't tell from listening to us talk, a fantastic experience recording together.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't hear is that we usually spend at least an hour before each episode, and
before
then sometimes
after.
Yeah, just
More
like
than
chatting
an
with
hour.
each other. There's usually at least 2 hours or more of time of just us talking. So whatever you're hearing on here, there's just more of us just having a good time being around each other, and then we hang out in person as well. So it's just really awesome that we all have had such a great time. We've grown as friends even closer, and yeah, I know I didn't even know the 2 of you super well, only through other friends when we first started recording together as guests on Theme Park Workshop, and now look at us now. and it's just really cool. And now I consider the two of you to be some of my best friends ever, and I'm
My
very
besties.
so I'm very happy to be here.
No,
And,
I love this.
yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, I was just going to say really quick, thank you to the new people that have listened. I know we've had some viral content on our social media, and if you're sticking around for that, I really appreciate you, and that's amazing. And thank you to the people that have been listening from day one, or day one of us joining, or however long you've been here, or maybe a few episodes now. But regardless of when you joined, even if it was a few episodes ago, you've been here through us finding even more of our flow and even more of our, what we want to talk about and our passions and everything like that. So just thanks for being here, whoever you are, and we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I like echoing with what you both said. It's been really fun. I mean, it's been almost a year now, or a year now of us being co-hosts.
Over a year.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been fun. We've done a lot. We've talked about a lot. We've done a lot of stuff for the first time, and we just had our first media events, and I'm sure those aren't going to be the last. So I'm excited. We have some fun stuff planned, some fun tricks up our sleeve. So it's going to be great. Yeah. Yay, I love you guys. Yay.
I love you guys. Oh my god. Anyone know Legally Blonde the musical?
I got that immediately by the way you said that.
I'm so glad.
Hi.
That's something that I quote a lot. It's like anytime someone gets it, I'm like, yeah. Another one is not theater related, but some of you may get this right away, is I love just going, wait a minute, I love that idea. How about some backstage passes?
Oh, I've never seen it. I've never done it.
I didn't realize you'd never been. Oh, you need to go on it.
Oh yeah, but I do know about that. Well, it was this. I do.
Yes,
know
we're
about
doing the
this.
hand symbol. If you guys don't know the hand symbol lore,
I know about the OG one.
Yes,
but
just Google hand symbol change rock and roller coaster if you don't mind seeing things that might be slightly inappropriate gestures.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Disney approved
for so long.
For so long. But yeah, no, I think it's funny to say things like that. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here.
Guys.
Thank you two for being here. Thank the listeners for being here. Everybody is my friend, and I'm very happy.
So we always like to do a little creator spotlight here on the podcast, and today I have decided to talk about a podcast that I've been listening to. It's called Let's Slay with Swell and Jay. It's a new podcast that just started with Swell, who is on Twitter, and Jay, who's also on Twitter as well, obviously. And they, like I said, they just got started, and they just did an episode talking about Sir Henry's. And they've talked about Horror Nights, they've talked about movies, and it's been really fun. The both of them are really nice, and I've loved getting to hang out with them and meet them at Horror Nights. So it's been great, and you should definitely go and give them a listen, or else.
I will definitely need to listen to this. I'm very excited, so thank you for sharing this. I do want to read really quick their little description on Spotify because it's very cute and it's got me interested. So for the listeners out there, it says, Let's Slay, join rabble-rousers and leisure experts Swell and Jay as they discuss theme parks, pop culture, cocktails, and so much more. A podcast about nothing, a podcast about everything. And I think that's really cute. So I'm excited. Love both of them on Twitter. They're fantastic, and I'm excited. I just followed them actually. So you should do the same and check them out.
Yeah, their podcast is a lot of fun. It's just like, it's been really good work, background noise. I like to throw on a podcast, whether it like be ours or there's a few I've been listening to. But it's been nice hearing them talk about Horror Nights and a bunch of haunt events. Because I like hearing other people's input about, the things that we like. Get different opinions. It's nice.
Yeah, and I know I haven't known Jay or Swell for very long. I mostly follow them on Twitter, but Jay I know I've gotten to meet a few times, and what the nicest guy. So I definitely need to go
literally
check out.
the greatest human on the face of the planet.
I know. So I definitely need to check out his show. I saw that he and Swell were launching it, but I definitely need to check it out now.
Slay,
Slay.
slay, slay, slay.
With Swell and Jay.
And Jay.
So that's been episode 40 of Theme Park Workshop. I've been Adam Johnson. You can follow me at AdamJ_film on Twitter. Bella, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at FlynnWritersNose. And then you can find me over on Twitter at my username, which is Bella Harvey with 2 Ys. And then I'm also on the Theme Park Workshop Twitter, which is at WorkshopTP.
And Kelley, where can the people find you?
You can find me with a new Instagram username, same account, kells.hoff. And that is, of course, Kells with an S, as always. Twitter is killer_Kells. And you can also find me at the Theme Park Workshop Instagram. The name is Theme Park Workshop. And same username on the TikTok. And I'm on there as well. Come say hi.
And the Facebook.
And
Look
I
of
do
the
also run the
face.
Facebook. Facebook is also Theme Park Workshop, yeah. I forgot that I also
I thought
do
you
that.
just said Facebook is vegan for some reason. And I was like, okay, cool. Our Facebook page has gone vegan.
No, I mean, no.
I don't even know how that.
However, if you're still going to Horror Nights this season, you should get a vegan walking taco.
Oh
because
my
those
God, yes.
are amazing.
I will vouch for the vegan pizza fry as well.
I've heard those are very good as well. I've only had pizza fries and a couple bites of the vegan walking taco. I need to get.
I tried Adam's vegan pizza fries and they were delicious. The vegan, what is it called? None of us are vegan. We have just tried these.
We co-op
Vegan
the
foods.
vegan food.
Yes, but the vegan burnt ends poutine is just okay.
I heard that was really good.
I didn't like the burnt ends part. It tasted like the vegan chorizo to me is just like basically tastes like chorizo. The burnt ends,
Well, I think that's the point.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't like the vegan burnt ends that much, but the vegan cheese was great.
That's good. I always hear complaints about vegan cheese, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a vegan food review that you didn't ask for, but the Facebook is just
Unsolicited vegan review.
is not yet vegan.
If you're listening and you're a vegan, drop some of your favorite vegan foods at the theme park. I'm always willing to try non-meats.
Please do. I am as well.
Me too.
Because I feel like limiting your meat consumption is a good thing for the environment and your health. Anyway. Can you tell this is a nighttime recording?
Wee woo, wee woo. This needs to stay in. Can this stay
Oh
in?
yeah, of course. Of course.
Oh, good.